going to talk about the war. The war, like what is the war has a lot of dimensions, different. You can narrate this matter, and we can analyze them. We can analyze what a war exactly is and what is the current. Is there anything that we can relate at the moment to a war? And as you know, there are many things you can relate, such as humanitarian crisis, destruction in infrastructures, economic devastations and environmental damage, social and cultural disruptions, and psychological trauma, as well as the displacement and migration. And also, it sometimes causes the political instabilities. There are many wars are still going on, and they are still resulting in many massive destructions. So I hope many of you are prepared for this talk. So I invite you, and everyone, you feel free to just speak. Ifat, Kulsum, Nisha, Sophia. Hello.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How
Um,
are you, Kulsum?
I am good. What about you?
Alhamdulillah, so far so good. Everything is
Actually, my
pretty good.
network is not working properly, so can you repeat what you said before?
Yeah, I was saying today we are going to talk about the war, the consequences of the war, and what are the dimensions of the war, and what do you think of a war? There are some war, still a couple of wars are going on, and they result in many massive destructions, not only in terms of social, and it also impacts our social and political, and stability. So, what do you think of the war? Like, I think the questions and the topic is given in the group. I hope you are aware of the topic, right?
Yes, sir. So, like,
Okay.
do I have to define what war is?
Yeah, I need you to give me the definition, not from the Google or not from somewhere else. What do you, how
Mhm.
do you define a war?
I believe there are two types of war. The one is like physical war, which is the battle between two political powers or two countries. And there's another type of war, which is psychological war, the war with our internal thoughts and desire. Like if we take an example of a person who has a desire to smoke, uh, but if he continues to smoke every day, it will lead to many health problems in him. So he fights with his internal thoughts, internal desire to not smoke. So I think there's two types of war. One is physical war, and another is psychological war.
Mhm. So, you know, Kulsum, she has come up with a pretty precise definition. She's saying that she classified wars into two: physical war and psychological war. And she also came along with some examples for each definition she have given. So, who else?
Yes.
Who goes next? Zia, can you hear me? Zia, are you with us? Zia, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam rahmatullah. So, Zia, we were talking about the war.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you think of a war?
Uh, Sir, war reminds me of bloodshed and the fighting between two countries or two groups.
And have you experienced any consequences of a war? Okay, tell me what do you think the worst part of a war?
Sir, for me, the worst part of war is loss of lives
Mm-hmm.
and the traumas the people have gone through the war and the destruction of homes, people, and the displacement of persons from place to place.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the worst part of the war.
Worst part of the war. Very good.
Yes.
Displacement of the people and must destruction it will cause, and people's also people will just traumatize, and it will result in death of millions of the people. Yes, but what do you think? How we can defend? It is not possible to completely eradicate the war come to an exist. But what do you think? Once a war is triggered, what do you think that what would be the easiest way, or what other way that we can implement to avoid or to stop a war?
Sir, you
So,
are asking me to prevent the war?
yeah, I mean, there is a war going on in Palestine and Gaza, between Palestine and Gaza. What do you think? Is there any what would be the possible way using which we can stop the war?
I think by negotiations and by engaging in diplomatic relations.
Hmm. So, what do you think? What is the interesting part of a war we can talk about here today?
Sorry.
No, what is the interesting part of a war we can talk about today? We, I mean, the topic is war. The war has many other, dimensions and parameters. Like we can talk about the war from different ways. So, what would you like to? I mean, what you do not understand my question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will read out the question which I have already posted in the group. Do you know any war story that took place in the history?
Yes, sir. The revolt of 1857, the Independence War, and the
Hmm.
Kalinga War, which was fought by Ashoka the Great.
Okay. And
I can't recall now.
the the rest of them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Gulsharin. Can you hear me, Gulsharin? All right. So I wanted to drive this discussion to an extent that there are many things that we can relate. The main topic with the war, like for example, encourage. I need all you to be encouraged to talk about the war in a sense, like in a. I mean, it's long term consequences, and even though the war is going on, not in our land, not in our, I mean, in the land of our neighboring countries, but what will be the possible, the impacts or the possible adverse negative consequences that the ongoing or the undertaking war can cause in our country, and like you can relate this with the human right violations and political instability, as I mentioned in the first place. So I need our speakers to talk in this way. You can elaborate. What's your perception and your ideas about the war? Hello, is there anyone who would like to talk about this topic?
Assalamu alaikum. Am I audible?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Yes, you're audible.
Uh,
Please.
yeah. So you're not asking to me.
Yeah, actually, I think you're sort of moderator, and I'm not sure whether you're keen on
No, sir.
just turn on your
No,
mic.
sir.
I know you
Yeah.
always come up with some unique and rare piece of information regards to our topic. So please, sir. So go ahead.
So apart from like asking to any everyone, uh, is there any Prime Minister of India,
I
President
mean,
of India, who
uh, yes. Hello, your voice is breaking down. I don't know whether is it same
actually
with
I'm
everyone
commuting.
or not only with me.
Yeah, actually I'm commuting. That's the reason. So just 1 second only. Is there any President of India?
Your, your voice is very badly breaking to an extent I can't hear anything you say. I really apologize. Is it the same with everyone? Like, can you hear him properly?
No, sir, he is not clearly audible.
Is not audible, sir.
Listen, I will tell you, I will draw a scenario here. I will draw a strategy. We got a broad topic which we can drive into different dimensions. We can interpret, we can elaborate, we can extend the topic into different parts. The first thing that we're going to talk about, what is a war in exactly, and what is the worst the worst thing a war can bring home. Bring to the country that we are witnessing with our naked eyes what is going on in the Gaza and what is happening to the people who live in Gaza. So yes, you're not audible. I'm really sorry. I can't even hear. No, no, even a single
Okay,
word.
please continue. I will speak after 4 5 minutes.
Not even a single word, sir. Maybe you can, quit the conference and rejoin again. It may work. All right. So, if you don't want to, if you can't construct the whole word or in the whole speech, you can bring your ideas. She said, I think Zia, she said the wars will result in massive destructions and hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, she mentioned a couple of things. It will result in the death of thousands of the people, and that's also causing massive destructions. And you can add your points. What else? We can relate it with the war. What will be the worst consequences a war can cause that a war can bring home?
Am I audible now?
Yes, you're
Sir,
audible now. Go ahead.
So I was saying like, please share a name of president who is most lovable, Indian president is most lovable among us.
I'm sorry, sir, you're not audible. If it says suggestion for everyone, I will share my words after. Okay. Yes, sir. We'll be much pleased and we'll be awaited to hear your valuable and insightful words. Okay. So what else? I think Mujahid Khan was about to say something.
yes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was saying that, sir, one of the worst consequences of war is that it brings widespread death with itself, and women and children suffer atrocities in war, sir. Everybody suffer atrocities, but mostly women and children suffer, sir.
Yeah, exactly. He's saying that the one of the worst part ever can ever cause that a violation against the children and women. We can also associate, women with the childrens. So yeah, that's a great point. What else? You can bring your own point. At least one point each can contribute to our discussion. So Mujahid Khan, who was saying many kids are being assassinated and killed, and they have been killed, assassinated, and brutally treated, and scattered. You can see with your say said it's a vivid picture of a war and ongoing war, like which is there is one thing certain about the war, that is a when once the war is triggered, the kids and women, especially with no regards to whether they're pregnant, whether they are bad at and weak in the health, with no regards, they are just scattered, their organs and blood shedding everywhere and spilted. So yeah, this is the one of the very can I say very threatening image that a war can ever construct. What else you can bring? A worst consequences. The worst consequences a war can bring. Violation against the women and kids. What else?
Sir, when there is a war, there is extreme violence, there is destruction, sir,
Mhm.
and death of morality is also there, sir.
Yeah, death of moralities. Exactly. Death of moralities. When a human decide or willing to kill his own, you know, mate, both are, the same blood running through the both, the both body, in their both body, and the same heart is beating for the same life, but they are not even considering. When we don't consider our existence as a human being together in this earth surface, so it is sort of, yeah, violations of our moralities and moral values. Yeah, that's a good point. What else?
And I think the worst part of war is the uncertainty of being alive or not the next minute. People in war, they have to continuously live with the fear of making it alive or not. They never know when they will be bombed or shot by the soldiers. They never know how much longer it will last, how much longer the war will last, and when they will be free. They wake up with the hope of being alive the next day, but their hopes and dreams are crushed on. They continue to live the same life in the war. That is
Exactly.
one thing I will have to point
That's
out, the
why
uncertainty of being alive.
yeah, uncertainty of being alive. That's a very good point, because when a war is triggered, or in one's country, he you don't know whether he'll be alive tomorrow or not. His life is all in danger, to an extent that there is nothing can guarantee his life to be alive tomorrow, the very next day. So he'll be remained at the rest of his life till it ends. At threat. Yeah, that's a very good point. Uncertainty of being alive. Nice point. And Mujahid Khan also, he said, like, violation against the kids, towards the kids and women, and uncertainty in the of being alive. What else? You can talk about starvation. I think it's also a worst part of a war. People are drinking the drainage water for not having, because they just don't have the proper water, you know, distribution amongst them. So they drink whatever and they eat whatever they see, and they drink whatever they can get. So you can also talk about starvation. How starvation,
Exactly.
currently, starvation
Starvation
impact you?
is,
Yes.
starvation is another important thing. The people in the war, the civilians, they are forced to work the entire day, but the food they get is very less, like just a loaf of bread, which is not entirely enough to nourish their soul.
Mhm. But some countries, Yeah, some countries they force their all civilians to get involved in the war, but that's not the same with everyone. Countries like Russia, I mean, the people. I don't think that the people have such a burden to be involved in the army and whatever activities the armies are constituting and they are planning, or they just trigger and fuel up to to meet up or to confront the rivals. That won't be the same. I think in some other countries, civilians they were forcefully uh, taken to the military, and without no proper practice, without no proper training, they were taken to the battleground. Exactly.
Yes, it depends country to country.
Exactly. You can see the what is happening in the Israel and Palestine. Israel also is suffering out of lack of proper, the financial and economic. There is a great recession, a drastic drop in there. There's a fallacy in their economic system and political system as well. And I think the current ruling government has faced many criticism and so on from the opposite parties, just due to this the supports and the allegations and the disputes that the war caused. I mean, in the context of this war. But what is the worst part of I mean, the Gaza Israel war? What do you think? What did you observe?
The worst thing I observed is that even Israel is on the wrong side. Many of the developed countries they are supporting the Israel and they are funding them, like America and other countries.
Mhm.
Even
But
though
they
they
have,
have seen the genocide of civilians, like millions of people are being killed, but still some countries they support Israel, they fund them, they provide them aid, and not to Gaza.
why do you think? Why do you think it is possible for a developed country, not only developed country, why there is a deformities in the are the people blind to get enough to know about what is the real and what is wrong, what is true and what is wrong? Or what is the problem here? Why the developed countries such as US, Britain, like UK, the countries on support of and in the support of Israel, which has been brutally massacring and assassinating the kids and women with no regards to the gender, with no regards to the, with no considering the age, with no considering the gender, with no considering, nothing. They are just eliminating the lives, lives of the people from the Gaza. And I think the worst part of this war is
Am I audible?
hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're audible now.
Okay, okay, go ahead. So what else? Okay,
So I
we've
think
been talking, about the worst consequences and the worst picture a war can ever cause. Okay, cause in. So let's talk about how we can solve it. What are the solutions that we can bring in order to solve and revive the condition of a war? And what is the worst thing a country will face even after defeating its enemy or defeating its, yes. Yes, please, guys. You can bring. I don't force you to bring the whole sentence or the entire speech here. You can bring at least one point. This is how we rebuild our language. In the beginning, you might not be able to speak as much as you can do at the first time. So it's a gradual process. You just take one step, and the second, and the third, and the fifth one will be familiar for you. When you take the sixth step, when you take the seventh step, the remaining six steps will be familiar for you, and that will be easy because you've already been through. So you can, and in the beginning, you can just contribute at least 1 point. 1 point. The war it is like this, or the war it is like that. I mean, I have something to say. I mean, I don't support. At least you can at least show your agreement or disagreement.
So, in a war, the third party can enter and just try to solute, like they can tell them, or they can solve the
Mhm.
situation by talking also.
Talking also, but do you think that the people? I mean, they. How can I say that the spark already just blowed up? So do you think that it is possible for representatives of each country to go on a uh, what we
Yes.
call it? Huh?
So
What?
let's take the example of Israel and Gaza.
I don't
So
hear you.
we can take the example of Israel and Gaza.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
Am
can
I
talk.
audible
We
now?
can. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, so we can take the example of Israel and Gaza. If you know that the different countries are part of different, like some are supporting Gaza and some are supporting Israel. But if everyone just support a system that don't we should not fight, and just what could be the solution? Because we cannot live in the past. They all are fighting because what had happened with them in the past. After sitting and just make a conclusion after talking. If they will fight, then there will be an. I think there will be no solution.
But Nisha, the problem is
Fighting also.
your voice is not audible. I did not hear what you said. What did you try to convey?
Uh, may I say?
Yeah, just go ahead, please.
Am I audible properly this time? I just reached home.
Exactly, you're crystal clear. Go ahead.
So what I was asking, like, just share who is the most beloved president of India? Anyone apart from Mehal bhai?
Yeah.
Can
Are
you
you
repeat
asking
your
me?
question, Sabir bhai?
The most
Who
beloved.
is the most beloved president of India? The answer may vary, but even though you just try.
I think Abdul Kalam Azad.
Abdul Kalam Azad. And who is the missile man of India?
He is the missile man of India.
So once a reporter asked that you are the symbol of peace and you are making missiles, some words related to this only. So just his answer was is just to make the balance, like for making everything in peace sorts of thing, we need is strength. So we are making missiles just to balance the thing. And as Nihal bhai said, I think this is also an informative sorts of thing. Hello, hello.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
this time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Topic.
So exactly. No, what you were saying, Shabih Sahib, what you were saying?
Had you heard, bhai? I
No,
said, like, the president of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, is the most beloved president. And once a reporter asked that you are the symbol of peace, some words related to this only. You are as a symbol of peace, and then you are making missile. So why you are making
Mhm.
missile? So he said it is just to make a balance in the nature.
Uh-huh.
So propagating peace, one has to be powerful. The strength is very much
Exa-
required. This all from my
I
side.
would
Thank
I
you.
would like to say something.
You know, United States of America, there has been the supremacy. They are, just still keeping in the supremacy. They could successfully hold on to their supremacy from the last decades, couple of decades. But if the United States just made a statement to refuse or condemn the war that has been triggered between uh, Israel and Palestine, it could be end. It could have ended at the beginning. Just because I think they have some other agendas to for maybe to find a profound of a market to sell their weapons and the armories and the guns and missiles. That's why they have a master plan to do and to trigger and to make occur or make to bring something into an existence. They always have a plan. If it wasn't the case, if there was a rival which can defend or which can stand against the United States or those unions, which they have like France, US, once there is a problem, they're always together and stand against their enemies. But right now we have Russia and the Russia's union and the allies, but they are not strong enough to stand against the US power. But as you said, when there is a country a superpower, so it must has to be done, as you mentioned about the APJ Abdul Kalam. But do you think that does it work in this case? The US is a supremacy now, and they are in support of the Israel. If it wasn't the case, even the Arab countries could do something. They threaten the all Arab countries. If you get involved in this, that's gonna make this war worse, says the United States. So what do you say, Sabi Heman? Don't you think the supremacy sometimes it result in
Please repeat. Please repeat.
Okay, I'm repeating. You said a country must be more powerful than the other to maintain the peace, right? When the all Arab countries decided to stand with the Palestine in order to, deplete, in order to eradicate the war, or in order to refuse and reject and to avoid any consequences a war could happen in case that take place between Palestine and Israel. The America threatened. They threatened. As anticipated, they threatened. And can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
So don't you think that a country being a superlike country and who have the most supremacy and power, they can also cause making wars?
See, the only two words, killer instinct is required, and Israel can be wiped out of the map. But actually, the scenario is entirely different. Saudi Arab is just a puppet of entire nation, and even see, they are doing in the name of modernization, but they are not doing for the well-being of the thing. If you go from Islamic point of view, this it has to happen. Like entire Israelis of the Jews of the entire world has to come and join at one place, and it is happening. And then, yeah. So, Jews of entire world has come and be at Israel. There should be one. There has to be one country that is Israel. And then there is one more thing. Idol worship will start in Saudi Arabia. Now it is going to happen. Lat and Uzza. They are now. They will be the part of museum. So Saudi government is saying something like they are our cultural heritage, something like that. And then they had done a massive King Salman has done massive destruction by killing the NEOM employees. They say new and meme. It's for future. So they are killing the innocent, and in Islam, killing an innocent is something like killing a entire humanity. So Saudi Arabia is just a name with Muslim population, and they are doing nothing. They are good for nothing. Just English phrase goes, they are good for nothing. So killer instinct is required, and that has been shown by Houthis. They are doing lot of destruction in Israel. And then yesterday there was there was some decision by the International Court of Justice, and they had said that yeah, whatever has South Africa has filed the case, they won it. And now any country, I mean, the one who are under the treaties of some 1973 treaties or 1993 treaties, if there is any voice against Palestinian in that country, so in favor of Palestinian in that country, they cannot do anything with the citizen of that country. See, 2 3 days before, there was something in Mangalore or some other location. Some was they had taken out rallies in favor of Palestine. So Indian government official police person has captured them, and then they had kept in bar. So something has happened now. Yeah, as per yesterday decision of International Court of Justice, now not even a single country is in the country who are under the treaties of International Court of Justice, they cannot keep or they cannot stop the voice of voice whatever they are raising in favor of the Palestinians. So if we say Saudi Arab, they are just not good for anything. They are just a political leader. And yeah, apart from Saudi Arabia, other Muslim countries are there. And if they will get support, they will erase or they can erase out the Israel from the map. But again, one more thing, it has to happen. Whatever is happening has to happen as per the Islamic prediction. So it is happening. This all from my side. I am done.
I think Sir is not here.
Yes,
Who
he
is with
left the meeting.
with the like full stop, or how can I say?
I was assuming this question from you only.
I do agree
Yesterday
with
it
you.
was.
The killer instinct is required. If
Actually,
America really wanted to stop the war, they could, but they really don't want to. There is, like Nehal sir said, there is a master plan behind this. So there's actually a master plan. There's a reason. That is why they are not stopping the war. Otherwise, they could. Were you saying something?
what?
You said something?
No, I'm just listening you all.
What do you think
What
about
thing?
whatever Shabib bhai has said or Nehal sir has said? What do you think about it?
I don't. Actually, I don't have any point today. I'm just listening to whatever like the sir was saying, and you said about the kind of war types, and about like the Sami
Mhm.
Bhai about the Saudi Arabia. Just listening, and I was just thinking about the psychological effect. I don't know why I always think about everything
You're a psychological
from a
student. That is why.
psychological viewpoint.
Well,
I don't
I
know
want.
why, whatever like we're discussing. Even I'm reading a book, so yeah,
Mhm.
I was just listening and thinking effect of a war.
What do you think? When did this war started? On 7 October or before that?
I don't know.
That is, I think, everyone has to study.
I
That is,
I
that is
know
how
you
people.
have maybe
That is
have
how people
already
will get
gone
to know
through
the right
this
side of
topic.
the war.
Long
Do you know
before
when
7th
When
October,
was the first?
it has
long
been
before 7th
happening?
October.
Yes, it has been happening from the past
No,
75 years.
actually, the war actually was happening from the time of uh from like
In
very
75 years.
ancient time.
1948. Basically, it is seen after 1948. Since 1948, when Israel was constructed, and it is happening since decades, since centuries.
Yes, and
Because
those
see,
and most of the people
Judaism,
who are
again, whatever religion they are following is Judaism, and that is the religion of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So
yes,
even one being a Muslim has to say there are 6 7 things which we have to accept. Amantu billahi wa rasulihi kutubi malaikatu, but all 7 things. So in that, one who is not believing in prophets, so they cannot be Muslim, and we have to believe Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the last prophet, and before that is Jesus Christ, Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, and starting from Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, Noah alayhi salatu wasalam, Saleh alayhi salatu wasalam, everyone. So Musa alayhi salam, the follower of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam is Judaism. And one more thing, see, a Muslim man can marry a Israeli girl without conversion, without anything. So they are our brothers, but they got deviated. They had not accepted the religion which was then proposed by Muhammad Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, later on Harun alayhi salatu wasalam. So because of that only, and finally they are not following the thing. Even the mount, that mount, just following the forgetting the name, that was constructed by Suleiman alayhi salatu wasalam with the help of jinnats, and they are saying they are the they will construct that again. And there is a story of red cow also in the Quran. They are saying that red cow has came, and then Kana the Jal will come, entire everything. And this is basically the history. What it has to happen, so it is happening. It has to happen that Saudi Arabia will move from the Siratil Mustaqim, that is, they will become astray. So they are becoming astray. They are organizing fashion show. They are giving permission of liquor. They are opening theaters and cinema halls. So it has to happen. So that reason it is happening. And later on, Kursawa will come and they will fight, and all these are under the history of Islam. So whatever is happening has to happen. As per me, it is hard.
Are you saying something? Am I audible?
you are
You are
audible,
audible.
Asra, but your voice is
My
breaking.
network is not audible, not proper. So please, you people, when my voice goes off, please you people
I
coordinate,
don't
and
know
till
what's
the
the.
time I think.
I think I have a like a network problem today. I don't know why everyone voice is like breaking.
So is there anyone agree with my point? Like it has to happen. It
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
history, and it
Yes,
is
yes,
the
I
mustaqbil.
fully agree. It is all
So
written in
it's
the Quran.
There are n number of things written in the Quran, and
And
it
they are
has
yet
to
to be
happen.
happen.
Who is this? F.A. Ali? Are you supposed to say anything? I don't know why people
Please
join
discuss.
and left the
Please
meeting
discuss.
again and again. Now,
Hello. Hello.
Yes, bhai.
So
Yes.
please till that time Nihal bhai come. Please don't make the group monotonous. Like one person is saying, please be interactive here. I'm not here to teach, and this is not the way of I used to teach. Though I had given n number of lectures in the colleges, but this is not the way I used to. So please interact. Please share your things. Please, please.
please, you can say on the mic this thing. You are you have like written in the comments chats box, so you can
Hello.
say. Yeah, assalamu
I am
alaikum.
audible? Walaikum
Yeah,
assalam.
so say
Uh,
like, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm just telling about something of war of Palestine. It is not just religion war, but at this time, this war is a war of technological war for targeting some particular group based on propaganda of the whole world countries. Basically, if in this situation, Palestine and Israel, all over the world countries, even Muslim countries, even non-Muslim countries and other countries, just not wanted to participate because fear of big war, just like World War III, World War II, World War I. So this is major reason to because because America just not want to master because every war, even you know about war of Afghanistan, war of Pakistan, war of Gulf countries. Um, uh, um, in all these war, mastermind always USA or USA or England. So these British and whole Asian world, cover whole Asian world wars by um, actually they want to always power. So these power reflects the way he wanted to get power. It is not just like that, but everyone's life is important, and not any war, any type of war is uh, is good, but some but but it is but peace is maintained by the UN Human Rights Commission.
Yeah,
बहुत
Yeah.
अच्छा आपने बोला, बहुत अच्छा बोला, प्लीज कंटिन्यू, बहुत अच्छा आपने बोला.
Other countries cannot
When
participate in war, but I think the statutory bodies of the world, like UN, UNESCO, they can do something about it, and still they are not doing anything. Like
As
WHO,
like Gulshan mentioned,
it is
because like
about
the UN is also, I think, controlled by, obviously we can, everyone can see it is like controlled by the US and the these countries. That's
your voice
why
is breaking,
they
Aspara.
don't want to involve, and they are obviously supporting. Am I not audible?
Yes, you are
Biggest
audible now.
biggest
Please
fundraiser of
continue.
UN is America, actually.
Just basically they have to sell their arms and ammunition.
Not the fundraiser is like America, obviously. Arab Saudi Arab is also in the country, in the five countries who give the most money to the UN. But the main point is that the is wait, I have.
Please, everyone is a learner only. We'll wait till the data goes off. We'll wait, no issues.
Rukaiya, would you like to say something?
Am I
You are
Yeah, yeah, audible.
you are audible.
don't know what happened with my network today. I'm not able to hear anyone. Okay, just continue with your things.
Part of war is, I think, war ruins the mental health of peoples. When we talk about children, so war ruins the children's mental health. Their in the war situation, children grow up and not enjoy fully in childhood. So it's a bad impact for children. And when we talk about adults, so in situation of war, uh, adult also traumatized. When a civilian were killed by in her eyes, killed time to time, so much destruction and starvation, they are so much traumatized. So I think war is not, no, anyway war is not happen in any country, in any world, anyhow.
It is the ultimate truth. It will happen. Like death is the ultimate truth, na? It is also the ultimate truth. It has to happen. See, when
It's my point.
uh, no, we are just discussing. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. We are just discussing.
Okay.
And when war started, which is the first war, or which is the first fight in the entire world? First fight. Do do anyone know it?
Uh,
Fight between I think I don't know.
Battle of
Fight
Uhud.
Even
between
between two person, even in between two person.
the son
It
of
may be either
Hazrat Adam alayhi salam,
yes, Kabil and Habil that.
Habil and Kabil, because
Ah,
on the on some crow story, there's a story.
basically, it is like we used to give kurbani.
Okay,
So
okay.
in that
I
time,
like maybe
please.
sorry, you continue. Sorry to interrupt. But I remembered like the thing, they were fighting and one killed the other. So yeah, and then they saw like the crow also fighting there. So the thing I
No, it's not
remember.
the story of Crow. No. It is not the story of Crow. So
So
they said,
one of
one
our
person said, I will marry that girl. He said, no. he will marry that girl. Then okay, Adam Salatu Wasalam says it is as per the instruction of Allah that what you want, baby, what you want. And Amar, hold honest for 2 minutes. So, as per the instruction of Allah Ta'ala, the one who will offer the best sacrifice to Allah will be rewarded with that. Then one was doing place business, like one was shepherd and other was the farmer. So the farmer grew the crop and the shepherd grew the shepherd also offered the sacrifice, and then the sacrifice of Shepherd got accepted. So at that time when sacrifice got accepted, Qurbani accept हो जाता था, then it was burned, जल जाता था. There's some fire used to come and then it got burned. So that got burned. But as per Habil, it was injustice to him. So he started fighting. He said, "I'll fight with the brother. I'll kill brother." And he made sword and then he killed the brother. So that was the first fight. As per me, there may be a slight difference because I'm not the ulema or anything. I just heard the story or read somewhere. So yeah, Gulshan, please, or Asfara, or Mujahid, or Kulsum, रुकेगा.
As Gulshreen mentioned about I think she was saying that the war always come with the
Your voice is breaking.
what you were mentioning, Gulshreen, about the stress and the anxiety effect of oh my god.
Yes, Sister Afsa. Mental health more affected by war. Actually, survival of war and a normal person is very different. Thought process is very different.
Yeah, true. Coming, maybe coming. I came from office now, so my 2.5-year-old child is just asking, Papa, Papa, Papa.
Yeah.
I agree with Gulshareen. Mental health is very affected in war. They are continuously on the survival mode. And if we compare the
Actually,
mental health of the
when you see this thing from psychological view,
Sister
so
Asra, you're not at all audible. Very, very
the
bad.
people, who is he? Who
your voice is breaking,
is he?
Asfara.
Dear Kulsum, you write about the history of war. Any history?
Can you repeat your question?
I just ask about the history of war, any type of war.
History. Can you elaborate the question?
Hmm. Any war, in Mughal era,
Um,
eh, in
I
any.
actually never liked my history books, so I don't know much about the history of war.
See, the one who said something about Mughal, no?
Yeah.
Yes,
Who said?
he said.
Yeah. So basically, war is when two countries fight among themselves. It is
What are
two
you
or
saying,
more
guys? What are
than.
you saying? Sorry.
War is when there is a fight between two or more than two countries. That is war. So even technically, Kargil war is not a Kargil war because that is fought in Indian territory only. That is not a war. So when there is involvement of two borders, then it is called war. No, one said Mughal. So that all those are battle, not the war. There is difference between war and battle. Technically, But for the point of learning, yeah, it's okay. We are speaking something. All those are battle of Farasi, battle of Buxar, battle of everything is battle, not a war. Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yeah, please share your views. Or
I want to
Right.
share a war. In fact, you say battle because Rajput kings and between Mughal at the time of Mughal era. So that time, Rajput kings were more courageous and uh, want to respect and everything by own self, power in on self. So they joined uh, mm, they joined Mughal, but they are not satisfied. So a Mewar king, I think, a Mewar king, um, um, tre- a Mewar king given a treaty by Mughal king Akbar. So that Mewar king became the part of uh, Mughal uh, Mughal region. Then Sultan Akbar sent to sent to part of Pakistan to run this area. So, in fact, the Rajput king want to power by own self. So always he was not just in just in the इनफैक्ट वो कभी अकबर के सामने मतलब उससे लड़ता नहीं था और वो मतलब लड़ना चाहता था then a time came so her queen her daughter Akbar said Jahangir was grown up so Mewar kings wanted to marry Rajput's daughter so Mewar king not wanted to marry by wanted to marry her daughter to um, Akbar's son. So when he was, he said to Akbar, You send their, you send four peoples to as a barat in Mewar." So Akbar said, sent their son by four Shah Jahan's by four friends. So the Mewar king beaten brutally uh, Akbar's son and went out. Akbar's son went out and called Akbar. The Mewar king wanted to kill me. So on so. Then Akbar went out more big uh, soldiers from Delhi to Agra to Jaipur is for a stay, and then went to Mewar. So uh, Mewar. So uh, the that king uh, wore that Rajput king wore all over the body saffron by saffron wearing and um, and battle runs out. They were they know they know her bone is not possible, but courageously they want they fight. So there that type of incident called Saka. When Saka when pupils are weird saffron, and their arms and soldiers are ready in the saffron colors. That calls Saka. And all the kings, uh, Rajput queens are in their yard. Whole in their yard they collect so many. They collect so many uh, stuffs, so many stuff, and burnt out, or then they are jumped all the kings to protect their uh, respect, their respect. So from Mughals, that is called Johar. Is the story of Mewar kings, queens, and uh, Mewar kings, queen, and Rajputs.
Very well
Yeah.
put, Gulshan.
Well, I
I don't really
haven't.
know much about history, but
कुछ समझ
I
आया?
really like the way you spoke.
समझ आया कुछ?
Yeah,
हाँ,
बेसिक
yeah.
थोड़ा थोड़ा।
बेसिकली एक जौहर टर्म्स है और एक साका टर्म्स है, जो कि राजपूतों के यहाँ होती है। मतलब अगर कोई मतलब मुगल किंग आएगा लड़ने के लिए, तो वो अपने हरे मतलब सैफरन कलर के कपड़े को पहन करके लड़ने चले जाएंगे। उनको पता होगा कि वो हारने वाले हैं, फिर भी वो लड़ेंगे और हार भी जाएंगे। जब उनकी औरतों को पता चल जाएगा कि हाँ वो हार गए हैं, उनको खबर आएगी, तुरंत वो औरतें अपने यार्ड में लकड़ियों को कलेक्ट करेंगे और आग लगाएंगी और उसमें कूद जाएंगी, कहेंगी मुगल के वहां नहीं जाना, मुगल बहुत खराब होते हैं। और उसको बोलते हैं साका। जितनी सारी औरतें मर जाती हैं उसमें।
Great. Do you have history subject? I feel like you are really well
A
known
student of,
about it.
if I'm not wrong, she's a student of, I don't know, media. What is
Political
not?
science, I guess.
It's not media. Okay. Something related, mass communication, not mass
Journalism,
communication.
mass communication, journalism, I
Journalism.
guess.
Yeah, yeah. Journalism. And she was preparing for, I think, for a JEE exam.
या
So where you have learned all these, like the history.
एक्चुअली हिस्ट्री इंटरेस्टिंग सब्जेक्ट होता है, तो इसलिए सोचा कि मतलब ये चीज एक नई दिखी तो मैंने उसको ऐड ऑन कर लिया।
Sister Asfara asked in English and you are replying in Hindi. Wow, great.
ओ
I know, Gulshreen, just try to make of the sentences whatever comes to your mind, just like you are trying now. So you can also try to say something in front of sir. It can
ओके
be a one-line sentence, two-line sentence. Basically, it can help you to build a kind of confidence. Whenever teacher is there, so you will feel kind of more confidence. So yeah,
ओके
that's it for today. Thank you,
I'm planning to
Gulshreen.
move. So you please, everybody continue. It's a great session today also. So
And yeah,
okay.
Sabi bhai, thank you for, as always, for giving like history, especially about the Saudi, the history you talked about today. So yeah, thank you.
No, see, history is I think lot of histories are related to, but the purpose is here only to motivate you people to
I
speak.
think the Islamic
Because
history is
what
something
I
like we very.
yesterday I was in one religious gathering. So in that gathering, Darja 1, especially the children of 5, 6, 7 years old were there. We had invited, and basically all 100% are from poor family. Poor family, if they are meeting the meal of this time, so it's not sure they will get the meal of other time also. So this type of person, we had distributed some chocolates, cookie, and other. So basically, what I think, like everybody should try to contribute whatever they can contribute. Maybe with lectures, it may be with the studies, it may be with the monetary, it may be with the physical support, whatever. It may, if someone can motivate, they should come in forward and motivate. So I'm trying to just motivate you people so that one day when you will get success, that day one may remember that there was a person who was every time trying to help me or trying to help us, and then trying to take out me from that type of scenario. Hesitation is the illness which we are suffering from, and everybody has accepted it. Even you few four people who are in the group, the last four people, they also feel that hesitation is the illness which everybody is suffering from. So just try to shed your hesitation, and one day definitely you will come up with the more courage, and you will speak, and the way you will speak, everybody will listen. See, that day I said, had anybody listen to Mahua Moitra, I don't know, had anybody listen to. And if you'll get chance, just try to. So see, we are basically not for the individual. I'm not working for myself only. Our work is to do and then propagate. Whatever I am learning, I have to propagate. It may be the intensity, it may be small or less, but we have to try to propagate. Basically, this type of feeling we are not communicating in our children also. Wherever I used to go, I used to take my children, small children, with myself, so that they can learn and they can pass it to the next generation. So the idea should be that only. And if I will start, or anybody can start, they can start speaking for hours and hours. But ultimately, when you people will not contribute, you people will not take part, it's very difficult to speak. It's all from my side.
There's a
Thank you,
network.
sir. The way you are guiding.
Assalamualaikum. I am. Walaikum assalam. I am. I am born.
I think we should end the meeting. Yeah. Kulsum, have you read that book?
No, I am actually reading another book, Man's Search for Meaning, and I haven't completed it. So when I'll
Which book
complete
you
it,
are reading?
Man's Search for Meaning. So
Mans
when I'll
are from.
complete this book, Man's Search for Meaning.
Oh, well, what
It's about the
basically is book is about?
this book. This is the story of the author. It's a real true story, and it's his story of living in the Nazi camp. How did he live there? What was their schedule? How did they manage to survive? It is actually about that.
So, how many books have you read in this vacations?
Your How
One,
many books have
two,
I read?
3, 4, 10.
Actually, my
Yeah,
focus is on
not in this vacation.
not in the vacations. Okay, I think I have read so many books I can't even remember the names of the books. And there's also many
No,
books which I have
I'm saying in the vacation. So,
only in
have you
vacation.
read like a? Yeah, yeah.
No, in vacations I am trying to complete this book, but it is actually kind of boring. So I am not able to complete it, but I really want to complete it.
I know. I can understand how it is difficult to complete a boring kind of book
Yes,
as compared to complete a book who is very interesting. You know, when I
yes.
was reading, my God, that is not novel. I tell you, the end of with us, you can't even imagine. I have just completed that book in just a 50 to 100 pages in just
Exactly,
one day,
exactly.
and even
There was a book called Jane A, which I completed in just 2 days because it was
and when
interesting.
when
And
I was when I was supposed to read like a very slim book about the 100 150 pages. Oh my god, it will about to take a lot of more than maybe the more than a month. Even I was trying to read a self development or self improvement book. Oh my god, it will always end up with a kind of, oh my god, I feel so
Like
sleepy.
the book
Why?
the book I am reading, there's only 187 pages, and it's been 2 months already, and I haven't completed yet. I have only completed 100 pages of
Exactly,
it.
exactly. I also am reading, there one day in the class, like the Atiya, Dr. Atiya was there, she was a PhD scholar, and she was like mentioning the name
Yes.
of a book. I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember. I think the book was the power of subconscious mind.
The power of subconscious mind. I actually have
So yeah,
listened to the summary of this book in lockdown, and it's a very great book. I think
so yeah,
everyone
I
should
have
read.
actually I have this book, but I was trying to read and to complete this book, but always end up with like, oh my god, with 50 pages or 20 pages and 30 pages, and I'll always and whenever
Yes,
I
because the
start to
self-help
read
books
again,
are not really quite interesting. They are repeating the same thing over and over again. There's no story, there's no plot
yeah,
twist, there's no climax, etc. That's why it's
yeah,
so boring.
yeah. I think no, I think the worst thing, the I can say the bad thing about the self improvement kind of book is that they repeat the thing. Rather than
Yes,
repeat the thing, they should
exactly.
add a new thing in every.
Mm-hmm.
Just not trying to read the books which sent by the Mujahid to me. So I start reading from
Mm-hmm.
like from today afternoon. So when I was start reading, I was thinking what book is about, and so in the first 1 2 3 pages, it was very boring. Then in the evening, I just start at it again. So I have already completed 3 chapter of it. It was about. It's not for us actually. It's about
Yeah.
it book. This book is about
Yes,
the
I have
people
read
start.
on Google that it's about the difference of opinions between the man and women.
Yeah, it's actually, as far as I learned about this from this book, its book is more for the couples, you can say, who are already in the married. I don't see any. Yeah, so actually this book is about like people just fall in love, and without thinking what will be the consequences of it, and very few of them just not the mm, uh, got married. And if by chance 50% of people got married, they in also that 50% of the people couples got divorced, and now we can see every other couples are have divorced. Like we can see, yesterday I have seen the news of the Hardik Pandya. So yeah,
Exactly. The understanding between the two partners is really important. If
so
they
yeah,
don't if they fail to understand each other, then how
this
can
book
they
is not
live their
only
entire
about the
life
what
with
are the
each other?
this book is not only about the what are the differences, like the biological changes, differences. It's also about
The
what.
psychological changes, I guess.
Yeah, you can say like how what man need, what a women need, how they have to understand each other. So this book is about, yeah, I'll maybe the complete the maybe I'll complete it, or maybe I'll skip it, because this book is not going to help me. Yeah, but it will just add up in my the book edition, in my the book reading. So yeah, I have read that book also.
I want to read this too, but if I start reading another book before completing the other book, then I don't think I will be able
So
to
have you
read it
have you
because
have you
my
have
focus
you
will be
read
on the other book.
have you read about the book like a good girl guides to murder?
No, I haven't.
So yeah,
I don't really like to read the books which are very famous. I first, research about the book. Is it the book I really want to read? Because Marriage and Sexual Meaning is, kind of boring, but I'm really interested in things which are related to life and the teachings about life. So, and mindfulness. That is why I try to I
So
am
are
trying
you
to
reading
complete it.
like a hard soft copy like from the
Yes, PDF.
book?
I'm reading it from PDF. That is why it is taking days and days to complete it. Otherwise, I would have completed it before,
Do
like
you have a
way
laptop?
long ago. Hello?
Do you have a laptop?
No, we have a laptop in our home, but I am reading it from my phone because I can't just sit there at one place and read a book.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
lie on the bed.
When we are
I lie
reading
on the
from a
bed and
laptop,
read it.
you just have you are supposed to sit straight for like yeah.
You can't really think my posture right
How
now.
like I think Kite Runner
So,
was not easy book. What do you think?
can you repeat?
I was saying you suggest me to read the Kite Runner. I start reading the book, but
Hmm.
I have only read the 20 to 25 pages. I think this book is not easy.
It is not like it's very deep and tragic story.
Not
You
I'm not
have, I
saying that
can't give the spoiler. You have to read it yourself. That is when you will
not
understand
I'm
what it
not
is trying to
saying
teach.
that I'm not asking for the spoil. I'm saying that the vocabulary or the language is not easy.
Hmm. In starting, you feel like it is kind of difficult to read the vocabulary, but as you keep
Yeah,
on
yeah,
reading, you will understand
yeah.
everything.
Because in the starting of a book, I just I was just using a phone again and again to Google the
Mhm.
everything. Oh
Yeah.
my god, there is
Don't
a very
search for
new
the
term
meaning.
to me.
That is a mistake that I made when I started reading this book. I thought that I'll search every word, but you know what happens when we search every word on Google?
Like
Our focus.
like you can understand what I want reading like reading the word come to me Hazara. The people come from what is Hazara? I don't
Hazara,
know.
yeah.
Okay, this is a
Hazara
community.
means Sia people.
Yeah, no, no, yeah. So I was just okay. This is a kind of community. So then
Hmm.
there is other word come to like this. So kind of vocabulary. I just dropped the book. So I'll start reading it again after completing
Mm-hmm.
the book which has already
That is also the mistake that I made while reading this book. I used to search every meaning of every word, but then I stopped searching and keep on reading this book. And at one point, I was so indulged, so involved in this book that I didn't know that I am reading a book. I thought like I am living this book. I felt like I am in Afghanistan and wandering on the streets of roaming on the streets of Afghanistan. I felt like I just visited Afghanistan. So you just keep on reading this book. It is so good.
so yeah, inshallah I'll complete it when I'll go back. It's like almost that 6 to 7 days left to go back to Aligarh. So yeah, I'll come with this book. So
I'll also complete my book, Man
I
Search for
don't know how
Meaning,
people
and will try to.
one of my friend named like Alia. She was my friend when I was in 10th class and ninth class. So she was my best friend, and in this year she have also cracked the MBBS in JNM seats. So yeah,
Oh,
she
nice.
was very
Congratulations to
intelligent.
her.
Yeah, kind of half congratulations because they're kind of neat scam. So yeah, that's
Yes, it
another
takes so
topic.
much hard work.
But yeah, she always. Oh my god, my niece is screaming. So yeah,
It's okay.
um,
It's okay.
what? Sorry. Okay, I was saying that she reads a lot. She even can complete a book in just one sitting, and more than I think 200 books. Not it's
My
just a
God,
like
that is the power I really want to complete a book in one sitting.
just read. You just name it. You just give the name, and she know about every book. She already have the when she started reading when she was in the fourth third class maybe, and she already read the series of which was the what was the movie name, like a very famous movie of the kids, also have a novel.
There are many Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter. She
Oh,
already
Harry Potter.
read the Harry Potter series in the fifth class. Oh my God. Oh,
Oh,
fifth
fifth
class.
class.
Eighth
I
series
never
of
even
books.
thought of reading. I didn't even read my school books in fifth class.
And she was always a topper in her class. And yeah, oh my God. And she was always suggested me. I don't read. And she always said me like this. I don't read a lot. And whenever I give the name, have you read about this book? Yeah, very long ago. Yeah, I have already read this. And yesterday, like 10 days ago, she went to the market and buy just like 5 books. And yesterday she texts me, Asfara, I have completed that all 10 books. I was saying, huh? You have completed the
Who
10
did
In
books
a
in just
day.
5 days? How? Yeah, actually she was saying,
Gulshan
she's saying,
Gulshan is saying
actually I'm
something.
just, yeah.
I think
And
Gulshan said something.
she is more genius than me.
I
No,
think
no,
she is
I'm
more
saying
genius
because
than
because
all of
because
us.
All of me,
is
yeah.
not, she's very, she is not at all a social, like a social person. She don't know what's going in the world, you can say. And she's even in the kind of lockdown when we have, like, we were together in up to the 10th class. I haven't even ever meet her, even seen her anywhere, and we haven't talked. And she just text me in the like previous month, after the need, for the very first time uh, after the 10th class. And she was already locked up herself for the 4 years, you can't imagine.
Oh,
And her sister already a
that
doctor,
takes
her
so much
brother is
strength.
already in the what.
I said it takes so much strength to lock up ourselves for four
Yeah,
years.
yeah. That's why. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. Even I haven't know about her, what she's going, where is she? She don't have any friend. I don't know. If I was there in her place, I was about to end up with like the depression. And she even have packed like,
I guess I would have died if I lock up myself for 4 years.
oh my God. And she was asking me today, whenever you come back to Aligarh, we'll meet. I was saying, no, I'm not going to meet you. It's very difficult to meet her. I was in the 10th class when I also I remember it was my last board exam, and I we meet each other, because after then Corona hit, so we haven't see each other, never. So yeah.
I have to go
And she really,
actually.
God, you just give name what kind of book, what kind of you want to read, and she will give a long list of the. And we say like, oh, I don't read much.
My battery is only 5%. I have to go.
Okay. Can you suggest a
Because
book?
I have to, like,
A book.
what?
Hello.
There
Can
are
you
so many.
suggest a book?
Yeah,
A very easy book I will suggest you is Jane Eyre. It's a very classic book and a very old book, but the language is so easy, so
okay,
simple.
I'm saying that Kulsum, rather than suggesting a kind of self improvement book, people should suggest like a kind of fictional book, because
Mhm.
initially when I
Yeah,
start
Jane
reading,
Eyre is a
so
fictional
every,
book. It's a fictional book.
that is good, because like for me also, like when I start reading, I have a lot of, still I have a lot of like non-fictional book and a kind of self-improvement book. And I even never look upon it and go through with it. So I just
Yeah,
collected in, and I'll
I
always
also
say,
don't
I'll
complete
read
them.
it, I'll read it. And you know what? The first book I have read is It End With Us. Oh my God, It End With Us.
Oh,
My very first
I think
book.
the first book
Okay.
which I read it online, and it wasn't a very famous book. It was, I guess, by an Indian author, The Girl Who Knew Too Much. I read this book online and I completed it in three
No,
days.
I haven't. Okay, guys,
Yeah,
I'm
it was
going.
very.
I have to rush.
Sure.
I have to go now. Allah Hafiz.
Allah